Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett has been announced for UFC 319 as the co-main event. According to the main event of UFC 319, Dricus du Plessis, in a recent clip online, he says that Gaethje versus Pimblett is the co-main event of that card. Now, the UFC hasn't confirmed this yet. We know what's going on with both parties. Paddy Pimblett just got into the cage at UFC 317 to square off against Ilia Topuria. Now, don't get me wrong, if Ilia versus Paddy is announced next, I'm going to like it. It's a big matchup, but I think it can be even bigger. And this right here is how to make this fight even bigger. You've got Justin Gaethje on the other hand. He's saying, I'm not fighting unless it's for a title. The UFC owe me. I got knocked out by Max Holloway, a featherweight, so they owe me a title shot. I just beat Rafael Fiziev on short notice. I need a title shot. They owe me. So Gaethje's giving us mixed symbols here. If that is the route Gaethje's taken, get this guy out of the sport forever, erase all of his fights, get him gone, that mindset will not be tolerated. But maybe he's playing us a blinder here. I love this fight. Yeah, and this is the fight that makes sense. This is how to book the lightweight division. Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje, co-main event on DDP versus Hamza, which is already an absolute gigantic card. Now, Paddy did say he wanted to fight Abu Dhabi in October. Unlucky. We're going August. Yeah, we're going August on one of the biggest fights of the year. 319 needs fights on it. As of right now, that card's absolute carbuncle. Yeah. And with some other news coming out about the lightweight division, we could be gearing up for a very, very successful end of 2025, start of 2026 for the lightweight division. And this is step number uno for that to happen. I like this fight. I like this fight for Paddy Pimblett, to be honest, more than Gaethje. I think Paddy Pimblett will beat Justin Gaethje. I think he will finish Justin Gaethje. I think there's a chance that Pimblett knocks out Justin Gaethje. I really do. Because Paddy Pimblett showed that he is an elite world-class fighter when he beat Michael Chandler. Now, people might be going, Michael Chandler, Gaethje beat Michael Chandler, but it's the way Pimblett beat him. Go back and watch that fight. It wasn't a war. It wasn't like take one to give one. It wasn't like just two gladiators just swinging like Gaethje and Chandler was. It was a one-sided beatdown from Paddy Pimblett where he outstruck, outgrappled, and absolutely destroyed Michael Chandler in there. Completely picked him apart. I think Gaethje could beat Pimblett. Obviously, Pimblett's a sorcerer and doesn't get knocked out, but Gaethje is a massive puncher for the division, and Pimblett is there to be hit. You know, Pimblett is hands down low. His chin is always up in the air, ready to be hit. And Justin Gaethje does a really good job of moving side to side, and whenever he comes in over the top, Pimblett will be there to be hit by Justin Gaethje. Also, Gaethje can utilise leg kicks really well, although he's kind of went away from that side of his game, which was really useful early on in his career, and I think he should really get back to that. And when Gaethje is on form, he can be a really difficult striker to deal with, but Gaethje 9 times out of 10 falls into the same overextending, leaving himself off balance. He isn't chinny, but like, I'm not relying on Gaethje to take a clean shot or multiple clean shots from Paddy Pimblett. I'm just not trusting that. And I know he's got a wrestling background, but you know, he's the first man in human history to defend his own takedown. You know what I mean? So Pimblett will beat him in the grappling department as well. But this is what Pimblett needs, in my opinion, and this is what will help promote him versus Topuria even more. Even though it's already a bigger fight, this sends this to the fucking moon. This fight, yeah. By the way, we've never been to the moon before, just in case anyone's wondering. But hear me out. On a big card, co-main event, Pimblett gets I think Pimblett will either get a highlight reel KO on Justin Gaethje or another one-sided dominant beatdown submission or ground and pound TKO. I think Paddy Pimblett goes in there and starches Justin Gaethje. I mean that. I really believe that. And then that then sets up for mid next year. Pimblett versus Topuria. Do this fight in Spain. Pimblett Topuria needs to be in Spain, and it doesn't need to be on the US, on America time frame, because I hear a lot of Americans even say this. I love UK cards or European cards. They finish at such a good time. Nobody wants to be up, especially UK fans, to like 5 in the fucking morning to watch an event. Nobody wants that. For the Americans, it finishes at like 10 at night and they can go about their night still. You know what I mean? It makes sense. Or sorry, it finishes like 7. If it's on at normal UK time, it finishes at like midnight for us. So it finishes like just after dinner time for them. Fucking awesome. That's ideal. But it needs to take place in Europe. It's one of the biggest fights. It would sell out a stadium. A lot of all European MMA fans would try and get a ticket to that. The UK fans would travel. Obviously, Spain would be packed out for Topuria. I think Americans would travel as well to that. It would just be such a big event, a big moment. Ilia Topuria is the biggest star right now the UFC have. Paddy Pimblett has a massive following also. On social media, this fight will go absolutely fucking mental. Let's go fucking mental. Let's go fucking mental. But that's what this fight would do. Online, the numbers this would generate would be absolutely insane. But I think this is perfect to build Topuria versus Pimblett. And I know sometimes when you do these stepping stone fights, it always doesn't work out. But I have faith in Paddy Pimblett that he will beat Justin Gaethje. I think stylistically, Pimblett is a horrible matchup for Justin Gaethje, as well as him just being massive for lightweight as well. I think this is the fight to make. It's perfect for UFC 319. And look at this. Pound for pound number one. Ili Totoro. He said December in Vegas could be an option. Perfect. This is what we need from the UFC, yeah. Keep this guy active. Keep him active. He has crossed into McGregor territory. Hear me out. Not in terms of star power, but in terms of career trajectory. I can't say that word. You know what I'm trying to say. 2-division world champion on a legendary run right now. Let's keep him active. Yeah, imagine, and I know he's fighting in December. This is perfect. It's Arman Tsarukyan. I know Dana White said he missed weight. I know he fucked up UFC 311. But Arman needs to fight Topuria next. You do Gaethje Pimblett. Pimblett beats Gaethje by highlight reel finish. Calls out Topuria. Topuria beats the number one guy in the lightweight division. Well, number two now that Islam is now number one as Topuria's champ. Beats Arman Tsarukyan. Crazy win streak. It's not... It actually is a massive fight because Topuria has that star power now. I know Arman isn't the biggest name, but Ilia is that guy, pal. Yeah, so Ilia is going to draw the numbers. Arman does have a big following as well, in fairness to him. Everyone knows who's in tune with MMA that this guy's the real deal. He's on a crazy win streak right now. He just beat Oliveira at UFC 300. That's the fight to make. Ilia knocks out Arman in December, and then International Fight Week next year we gear up for Pimblett Topuria in Spain. International Fight Week makes sense because it's international, so let's fucking move it from America, please. Thank you very much. And then we do Pimblett Topuria headlining, and then at the end of that year in December, I'm actually going to tear up if it works out like this. We do Topuria Makhachev welterweight. Topuria moving up to become a 3-division world champion after Islam beats JDM and maybe defends against an Ian Gary or something. Tell me that isn't cinema. Tell me I haven't just booked the end of 2025 to the end of 2026 for the lightweight welterweight division immaculately. Tell me I haven't, because I know you're lying to me if you're going to tell me that. But I love this fight. This is awesome. This is what UFC 319 needs. It needs a bit of star power. The card is shit as of right now. It's very main event heavy. Obviously you do have Jared Cannonier MVP, but come on. That's not a co-main event, let's just be honest. MVP Cannonier is a perfect feature fight for the card. Kai Asakura, Tim Elliott. I could maybe put that as a main card opener. Might be a prelim headliner. But Gaethje Pimblett makes that card. 1 gazillion %. Pimblett, massive highlight reel win on a massive UFC card, Hamzat DDP. Calls out Ilia Topuria. Topuria beats Arman in December. International Fight Week in Erzbaniyar. Pimblett Topuria. Mic drop. UFC are welcome. Take that on board. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Goodbye.